think people sometimes think the general nature of humanity is, it's this Darwinian idea of, survival of the fittest, and we fight and scrape to get to the top of the food chain. Well, mirror neurons are really showing us a lot of, no, I don't think that's the case. We're hardwired to be empathetic. We're hardwired to be compassionate. We're hardwired to feel for others, to care for them, to nurture. It's in our neurology. It's set in. The mirror neurons are there to allow me to feel what you feel just by looking at you. I can watch you fall, break a leg, and my whole body has a visceral response of, because I feel that. It's the basis of empathy. It's the basis of all our relationships. It's why we're such incredible social creatures and altruistic creatures, and how we can come together in moments of tragedy and shine in such tremendously beautiful ways.
So what does connection mean to you?
Connection means to me, what does it mean to feel connected?
Yes.
I think feeling connected to me means feeling like you have a sense of purpose. I think for me, connection to others gives me a sense of purpose in my daily actions. It's why you go to work, to be connected to your work friends or your clients. It's why you go home to your loved ones. It's why you go out on the weekends, to feel that connection with your tribe.
It makes me feel more like who I am and more like a human being. So when I'm not feeling connected to people, I feel kind of invisible or not real.
Well, what makes you feel connected?
I feel really connected when I'm hanging out with people that I really love and adore and enjoy. So yeah, the people that are closest to me make me feel really connected. But I can also feel really connected to people I don't know all that well, or when I'm working with large groups of people. Yeah.
Can you say more about that?
Well, I'm a facilitator, so I really enjoy group process work and working with people to help them create conversation together and lean in together to create vision and ideas and come up with ideas together. And so for me, I get very, very excited at watching people connect with each other, and I feel connected to that process, and so that makes me feel more human.
What does being connected feel like?
I don't know, it's kind of back of the brain almost, like kind of that very reptilian part of you that has been around since we were whatever we were, and it just kind of fires up and you just kind of know.
What makes connecting easier for some people?
I think it's a willingness to be open. I think that some people, for whatever reason, tend to be more closed off than others. I think the reason why there's been people in my life that I've known for years that just spontaneously one day we become best friends, and other people that I was best friends with that something changes and we're no longer friends. I think that's almost an on-off valve, that somebody sort of turns that willingness to invest and connect, and then at some point that changes. Outside events can have an effect on that, geographic location can have an effect, but something changes, a decision is made, I think. So I think it's a decision.
So what does it mean to you to feel connected to other people?
Feeling connected to me is something that I think is very rare, and it really shouldn't be for a planet full of 8 billion human beings. But in today's modern day, I feel like, I don't know why, I don't know if it's because of the internet, I don't know if it's because of our commercial situation, but it feels like people are less and less connected. People are walking around on their phones all the time, myself included. There's less contact, there's less eye contact, there's less human individual presence in every conversation that happens. That's what I would say connectedness is. When somebody comes up and they enter your sphere of your daily surroundings, and you give your full presence to them, and you give your full attention as you can, and really pay attention to what they're saying rather than just waiting for your turn to talk. I feel like that's a real way to connect with other people.
The connection is as easy as, where are you from? Oh, yeah, I'm from there too. Do you know this part of the town or that? And I find that everybody has a connection if you just ask a question or two. You'll find you're connected to everybody just by just a simple question of where are you from? And there's a connection.
Why do you think that makes a connection?
why does it make a connection? I think it makes a connection because at the heart of us, we're all about home, I guess. And where you're from is what you're connected to. It's your basis, it's your beginning. And when you ask somebody where they're from, even if you've never been where they're from, it connects you to them because they want to tell you about them. And everybody's from their beginning. And no matter if you travel the whole world, where you're from is your beginning, and that's who you are.
Connection to me with other humans, I think is I think it's something we're born with. I think it's innate, natural instinct that, what you do might affect 7 or 8 other people or things or situations that you might never see or directly come in contact with, but that we're just all in this great, huge universe together, and that everything kind of ebbs and flows.
To feel connected, I really think that you have to have a common goal. You have to unify around some sort of common cause, basically. And I think that's one of the things that we kind of overlook sometimes. I think people are a little self-centered, or kind of like they get into their own rhythm and just sort of forget that other people are here, that your actions affect other people. A lot of people are very concerned with, their job status or what they're doing with their life, that progress, gotta go, gotta accomplish this, gotta accomplish that, without really paying attention, your day-to-day life. You're here, as you go throughout your day-to-day life, that's where your life is, that point of consciousness. And I find that it's really hard to get to connect to people on that level. Even if you open up to somebody about something you're going through, a lot of times it seems to just go over their head. Not anything against that other person, it's just the way we're socialized seems to make them not really hear you. They're listening, or they hear you, but they're not really listening, I guess. That's really what makes me feel not connected,
Connection is when you feel something with a person that's not just you like the same things, or you enjoy the same hobbies. It's when you can be yourself around someone else, and they can be themselves, and life flows genuinely.
You could definitely connect with someone you don't know. I mean, I think connecting with people that you don't know is one of the most beautiful things of being human, really. We sort of have this innate ability to recognize that that we're all in this together, that our actions somehow affect somebody else. And I think it's that common understanding that allows us to relate to the guy next to me, or the guy on the bus, or something like that. It's just a really cool experience, being able to engage with another person